I'm gonna be ranking every J. Cole project from worst to best, including his 7 studio albums, 4 mixtapes, and 1 little bonus surprise. This is all based on my personal opinion. Subscribe if you enjoy. Now let's get the f*** on with it. I'm sure this placement has shocked absolutely nobody. Might Delete Later is J. Cole's failed attempt at profiting off the 2024 Drake-Kendrick beef thing, and even the diss song itself was just so weak. Oh, your album made me want to go to sleep. And honestly, there's no tracks on here that I'd say I like, but there is one decent track.
Got a family to feed, I squeeze the clip.
Trey the Truth in Ibiza has a really good sample, and honestly, J. Cole's rapping isn't that bad. Every time I hear it, I'm like, hey, this is a little bit better than I remembered, but I'm just never coming back to this, ever. I think it's pretty solid though, so I'll give it a 6 out of 10. And moving on to the weakest one, I think it's... Fever is genuinely the worst song that J. Cole has ever put out. The melodies are bland, the rapping is boring, it's barely over 2 minutes long, and why does this song even exist? It's just a whole lot of nothing. It's a 2 out of 10 for me. And I've been seeing a lot of people recently saying that Might Delete Later is overhated. So many people, in fact, that I'm starting to think the album is underhated. It's just super basic, forgettable, and unnecessary. It's getting a 38 out of 100.
Straight out the villain, I made it like a villain.
2007, Cole dropped the Come Up. It's his first mixtape, so it's very important to his discography, as well as just being important in rap music in general. But is it good? There's definitely a lot of impressive rapping performances throughout. Like, you can tell that he has potential here, but it just didn't fully pan out. A lot of the production is just super simple and repetitive, so it didn't really give him a fair chance to show off his rapping. But when he rapped on a good beat, it clearly worked. Like, the best one being...
In class, dream about having these nice things, and then you look around...
Okay, sure, he did just steal the beat from unnamed person, but he rapped really well over it. No, I don't think he outdid the original, not even close to be honest, but he doesn't have to. I still think it's a good song. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. And there's a lot of meh on here, so picking my least favorite is really difficult, but I've gone with... This whole song is done with a very annoying voice effect on. Like, I get it, he's rapping through the phone, so it's supposed to sound like he's on the phone, but I don't know. And also, goddamn, the mixing on that one instrument that goes like... is way too fucking loud. Like, I need to go get an Advil after listening to this song, because it's giving me a damn headache. I'm going with a 3, not gonna lie. Yeah, maybe I'm too harsh on the Come Up. It is J. Cole's first project, so I should give him a little bit of wiggle room. Or not. It's one of his albums, so I'm gonna treat it fairly. I'm giving it a 47 out of 100.
I got the earth and the blunt. Smoke. I get the skirt when I
KOD, J. Cole's 2018 release, and my biggest flaw with this album is just the writing. Why is everything so unnecessarily repetitive? Motivate. If I die, I don't know. Count it up. Count it. I'm feeling alive. Like, we fucking get it! To me, it just feels like instead of writing longer or more verses, he just ran out of ideas, so spammed a bunch of refrains and choruses. It just feels so lazy. Like, no, it doesn't sound bad, but come on, dude. I don't want to hear you say the same word 45 fucking times in a row. Anyway, moving on to my favorite song, it's...
Congrats, cause you made it out your mama house. I hope you
1985, Intro to the Fall Off. No. It was not the intro to the Fall Off, but it was the year that he was born, and this song just kind of acts as J. Cole being an unk, telling up-and-coming rappers how to be successful. Great production, great rapping, all in all, it's a near-perfect song. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. And for the worst, I guess...
Get money.
I already mentioned why this song is kind of annoying. It's too repetitive. But also, I haven't mentioned the Kill Edward thing yet. It's an alter ego of J. Cole, and he's used on a lot of the songs with the low-pitched voice. It's meant to represent a dark and vulnerable side of him that's inspired by his stepfather, Edward. I'm not gonna lie, though, every single song that features it fucking sucks. And yeah, he briefly makes an appearance on Motivate, yet he's not listed as a feature. How the hell do you forget to list yourself as a feature? I don't know, I can't stand this song. It's like a 3 out of 10. Overall, KOD has a handful of really high highs, some really enjoyable songs, but on the other hand, there's some repetitive, annoying messes of tracks. So I'm gonna give it a 59 out of 100. The Sideline Story is most definitely a J. Cole album. It's his 2011 debut studio album release, and I think it's pretty good. My biggest flaws with it is that it's just kind of unmemorable and pretty inconsistent. Like, there are tracks on here that I really like, but listening to the whole thing from start to finish is not the best experience. But let's just focus on the good songs for now. My favorite one is...
Think about it, baby, me and you, we still kiss ourselves.
Lost Ones is a really interesting story-led track, and it's told from the perspective of a young couple who got pregnant, and what makes it so interesting to me is he starts off rapping from the male's perspective, but in the second verse, he's rapping as the pregnant woman. Y'all know Hey Jane by Tyler, the Creator? That song had to be inspired by this, right? Like, there's no way. It's got really sharp rapping, a good, catchy boom-bap beat. It's overall just like a good 8 out of 10 track. But like I said, this album is very fucking inconsistent, so the worst one is Mr. Nice Watch featuring that guy just feels like a song that didn't make the cut to Watch the Throne. I'm not even the biggest fan of that album, so the fact that this song doesn't even feel good enough for the album means it's gotta be bad. It's got like a shitty electronic beat, both of them underperform, and the chorus just isn't even good. It's like the audio equivalent to pulling up to McDonald's and they give you cold fries. Like, I don't want this shit. Man, fuck this song. I'm giving it like a 3 out of 10. And I'm being a little harsh with my wording. This album really isn't that bad. There are a lot of good cuts on here, but most of it just feels like decent rapping, so I don't see a reason to return to it. I'm giving it a 62 out of 100. Born Sinner, I know a lot of people really like this one, and I do too, but to me, it just always came off very commercial, safe, and just not doing anything that he hasn't already done. There's also just so many little nitpicky flaws that you can come up with as you go through the album, like the terrible use of the F-slur on the track Villuminati, the pointless interludes that I don't think add anything to the experience, and the fact that the deluxe version of this album is an hour and 18 minutes long. It does not need to be that much. I don't have an issue with long records, I just don't think this one holds up to it. And anyway, enough of hating on the project. There are a lot of amazing moments on here, like my favorite song being
Just to show the kids it's real. We ain't picture perfect, but we
Crooked Smile Goes Down is one of my favorite J. Cole songs ever. It's just an R&B fucking hit with the TLC feature, the bouncy, upbeat, infectious beat, and the beautiful message behind it. On most rap songs, they focus on the conventionally beautiful women, in quotes, but on Crooked Smile, J. Cole leaves room for the stereotypically unattractive, in quotes, girls. It just seems like he's being super comforting and validating to those who are very self-conscious about their looks. I don't know, I can't think of many rap songs that talk about that, so I'm giving this one a 10 out of 10. And for the worst, I guess,
my chain of day. My last piece, I swear.
I just find this song really boring. This is pretty bad criticism, but I honestly don't know what to say about it. I just don't care. Let's just pretend I gave a really good reason to give this song a 5 out of 10. Overall, despite Born Sinner's intense title, epic cover, and supposedly dark themes, it feels like a very surface level album. It just didn't do anything that J. Cole hadn't already done before, but I still think it's pretty good. 68 out of 100.
I hate the rapper like I'm Charleston White. Give all the writers.
I don't even know why this is here. I'm not including EPs. I just thought it would be fun to throw in the brand new Birthday Blizzard freestyle. Although, I'm gonna be honest, I would bet money that this isn't freestyled, or at least that they're stretching the definition of what a freestyle is. Like, yeah, I'm sure a lot of it was off the dome in the sense that he wasn't sitting there writing these full verses down, but I don't think he just hit record, rapped it, and then uploaded it. Like, no way. These lines are so much more layered and detailed than like 90% of his rapping. So I'm assuming he just built the verses as he went, like tweaking lines, doing a few takes, refining it, not a one-shot freestyle, you know? I'm not gonna pick a best and worst, but something I do want to say is that this genuinely is some of the best rapping I've ever seen J. Cole do. But at the end of the day, it's just 10 minutes of him rapping over other people's beats. I can't give it that high of a score alone. But I did enjoy the project, so I'm giving it a 69 out of 100.
I'm sipping liquor for the pain, pouring liquor for the slang.
The warm-up, and as the title implies, it's just J. Cole warming the fuck up. It is a clear improvement from the come-up, with better rapping, better production, better energy, better flow, just everything. It feels so much more professional rather than just being, hey, I'm a new rapper, here's my first album, do you like it? And there are a lot of highlights on here, but my personal favorite is...
This is the last call for alcohol.
Last Call is easily one of Kanye's best beats that he ever produced, and J. Cole absolutely slid over it. He's got amazing flows, great delivery, and iconic lines, but there is this one. These people think that they the shit and they ain't even farted yet. Like, Jermaine, if you want people to take you seriously, don't talk about farting on your fucking song. But yeah, the rest of it's really good though. He has the spoken word outro just like the original one, but on this version, he's talking about how he thought he would blow up from the come up and he didn't make it, comparing himself to a sports player not making the team and being disappointed. But by the end, he's happy that he made it with this album. Good ending, good song, 9 out of 10. And I don't know, I never really thought about what the worst song on this album is, so I went with...
They think twice and walk a little fast.
The Badness is just simply two verses, one from J. Cole and one from Omen. They're both pretty good, I guess. I don't know. The beat is decent at best, and in the grand scheme of the album, it just comes off more like filler than anything else. It's only like 2 minutes long, it doesn't really do much. It's just like a 5 out of 10 song, you know? And that's it for this one. I think the warm-up was the first indicator that J. Cole had really high potential. I just think his rapping ability was better shown in later projects. I'm giving this one a 70 out of 100. The off-season, J. Cole's 2021 release. It's a trap-inspired, clean, concise project that's only 39 minutes long, so by the time you realize it's on, it's pretty much over. There's some really memorable features here, like 21 Savage on My Life and Lil Baby on Pride is the Devil, and there's also a lot of auto-tune, which I think sometimes works really well, but other times it's just okay. Yeah, some of those tracks kind of suck, but my favorite one has to be... Oh my god, the chorus on Let Go My Hand is just one of the most beautiful moments in J. Cole's entire discography. And the song is from J. Cole's perspective as a father and how he's worried for his two sons who have to grow up in a sadly racist world. The outro was done by P. Diddy though, which is a little concerning. But anyway, it's just the perfect balance of a beautiful sound and a beautiful message. It's definitely a 10 out of 10 for me. And like I said earlier, some of the auto-tune isn't great. This song genuinely has a lot of potential. I think the production's fun, the bass feature's good, but J. Cole's auto-tune is just turned way too high up. Yeah, I'm eating some fruit snacks right now, but anyway, he should turn that shit way the fuck down and the song would actually be like a lot better. But yeah, it's still like a 6 out of 10. It's not bad. And yeah, I really don't have much to say about the off-season. It's just a good trap record. If you want to hear some good melodies, some good trap beats, some good rapping from J. Cole, then come here. It's like a good 75 out of 100.
Rolls Royce, Please don't sell these rappers no more colonists.
Oh, you don't even understand how excited I am to see all of the angry comments that I put the fall off at 4th. Look, just let me clarify. Do I like the record? Yes, I enjoyed the whole thing, but do I think it's the greatest album of the 2020s and it's gonna save modern music? No. I just think it's a really good J. Cole album, and I get it, he was trying to make it like a giant closer with an hour and 45 minutes worth of content, but in the end, it kind of just feels like he was putting more songs on there just for it to be a longer album, not for it to be a better album. Like, did we really need the Let Out? Did we really need Only You? I don't think so. And there's also the weird part on Bombs in the Ville / Hit the Gas. He just keeps saying, God damn, she got it, damn. God damn, she got it, damn. J. Cole, you are 41 years old. Why are you trying to act like a 16-year-old boy? And this is supposed to be like his most mature record, and he's saying this dumb shit? Anyway, just move to my favorite song. 39 intro is the 6+ minute intro to the disc 39 half of the record. It's a very melodic, pretty guitar strims, magical, almost heavenly sounding track, and I think a lot of the vocals on this album could definitely use work, but on 39 intro, I think he fucking nailed it. The song is essentially about how J. Cole, at the age of 39, returned to his hometown to just reflect on how he's grown as a human being. Then it transitions to the second half where he just snaps over a more hard beat. I think this part is fire, but I definitely like the first half more, and as a whole, I'll give the song a 9 out of 10. Ooh, for the worst one, I know no matter what I pick, someone's gonna be crying in the comments, so I'm going with... I really just don't like how processed J. Cole's vocals sound on this track, and the Burna Boy feature is okay, I guess. The song is supposed to be about relationships, becoming a father, and the hidden bad parts that come with success. But like the basic deliveries, boring sound, and uninspired atmosphere makes it feel more like part of a TV show when all the characters are meeting up again. What I'm trying to say is that it sounds commercial as hell. There's just nothing unique about this in the slightest bit. I'm giving it a 5. I guess for my final thoughts on the fall off, this album has been teased and hyped up for a long time now, and do I think it was worth all the wait and hype? Maybe? I don't know. I definitely think a lot of people like it more just due to the hype around it, the fact that it's like a nearly 2-hour monstrous album, and of course the recency bias, and I'm not even trying to hate on y'all, I have that too, everyone has it. So, all in all, my final rating of the fall off is a 79 out of 100. 2014 Forest Hills Drive is J. Cole's biggest and most accessible album. Many people, including myself actually, found J. Cole through this project. And of course, if I'm discussing this album, I just have to mention No Role Models. This is one of the biggest rap songs of all time, and for good reason. It's just so catchy and replayable, and I feel like anyone could like this song. And yeah, the album is essentially just about J. Cole's journey from being a child in North Carolina to becoming one of the biggest rappers in modern music. There's a lot of great storytelling, catchy hooks, fun instrumentals, and although I don't think it really does anything that's crazily new, I think it just almost perfects what it's trying to do. And my favorite song off the project is definitely
Love Yours. A life that's better than yours.
Love Yours is a beautifully optimistic and positive anthem about loving yourself. He talks about how sure, many other people may live easier lives than you, that doesn't mean that their life is better than yours. You should appreciate yourself, don't take what you have for granted, and love yours. You're just as important as anyone else, and J. Cole makes sure you know that on this track. It's definitely a 10 out of 10 for me. And for the worst, this feels kinda unfair, but I'm going with...
Wherever we go.
Note to Self is the 14.5-minute outro to the album, and I know, it's shocking. I picked the long one as the worst one. That's really out of character for me. It just seems like he was trying to replicate the Last Call thing, but it really fell on its face, because all he was doing is just shouting out everyone who worked on this album, so it really didn't have any impact at all. He's just kind of rambling about random shit for like 8 minutes that I don't really care about. And to make things even worse, the actual music part of the song is still underwhelming underwhelming. It's nothing that good. So yeah, maybe I'm being harsh here, but I'm giving Note to Self a 4 out of 10. And yeah, 2014 Forest Hills Drive is J. Cole's biggest, his most important, and maybe his most loved album. I don't know, his new one might be more, but whatever. It really is a staple within rap music. I'm giving this one an 84 out of 100.
Partially functional, half of me is comfortable.
Friday Night Lights is easily one of my favorite J. Cole albums. I just think a lot of people overlook it because it's a mixtape, but I think it has arguably his best rapping, definitely his most consistent project, and a lot of good features. And just like on a lot of his other projects, he draws a lot of inspiration from other artists. Like on Villmatic, he literally raps over The Devil in a New Dress by Bink Beat. On Enchanted, he interpolates Hail Mary by Tupac. And I feel like there's something else, but I can't fucking remember. Let's just move on to my favorite song. It's...
Oh, no, ma'am, I'm an old landmine. I've been waiting to blow.
Oh my god, no one really talks about Back to the Topic. It actually has some of my favorite J. Cole production and rapping ever. The beat samples Must Be Love by Cassie featuring... Why does this video have so many Anyway, the song is literally just about J. Cole driving around, getting high, and just venting everything that's on his mind. And it's just one long, almost 3-minute verse that feels so real and raw. Like, sure, he could have made the song all catchy and structured with like a memorable chorus, but instead, he just says what he's thinking, and I love that about it. It almost makes me feel like I'm in that damn car with him, as he's sliding over the beat like it's a goddamn banana from Mario Kart or some shit. I gotta relax. I could talk about this one forever. It's getting a definite 10 out of 10 from me. And the weakest one wasn't hard for me to choose.
I mean, you kinda like that girl that's in the US Open.
I just want to quickly mention, In the Morning, J. Cole does great, the production's nice, but Drake fucking ruined this song. What is he doing on his verse?
He's talking like this the entire time, and if I did the rest of the review like this, y'all would be like, what the fuck is wrong?
It's like you're baking a cake with all your friends, you have all the ingredients, all the measurements are perfect, and then someone just comes in and throws a bunch of fucking ketchup in there. Like, dude, it doesn't matter how good all the other stuff is, the cake isn't gonna taste that good anymore. That's a pretty bad comparison, but you get what I mean. I'm giving it like a 5 out of 10. And yeah, Friday Night Lights is easily my favorite J. Cole mixtape, and very close to being my favorite project from him. I actually bet a lot of you watching this haven't even heard it. Not because it's like super underground or anything, but just because it's a mixtape. Not everyone listens to those. But I definitely think this one is worth the listen. I'm giving it an 86 out of 100.
I guess the neighbors think I'm selling dope.
For Your Eyes Only is definitely my favorite J. Cole project, and although I don't think it's quite as consistent as Friday Night Lights, I think its highs are a lot higher. And by that, I mean the title track, For Your Eyes Only, and Change. Like, these are definitely my #1 and #2 J. Cole songs ever, so like, come on, I have to pick this album as my favorite. But the rest of the songs are good though. It has a lot more of a low-key, somber, sad delivery compared to his other projects. No, it's not banger after banger, but it's more of music to make you think. The whole album is a conceptual narrative told from the perspective of J. Cole's friend, James McMillan Jr. He goes into detail about how life is as a black man, his struggles, how it is in fatherhood, and his tragic death. It really is an album that keeps me coming back just to feel what J. Cole wants me to feel. And when it comes to my favorite song, no surprise, it's...
Do you understand me?
Most definitely my favorite J. Cole song, and overall one of my favorite rap songs ever. For Your Eyes Only acts as a sort of goodbye love letter from James McMillan Jr. to his daughter, and oh my god, the last lines hit so hard. Like, look at these.
Your daddy was a real person, not cause he was hard, not because he lived a life of crime and sat behind some bars, not because he screamed fuck the law, although that was true. Your daddy was a real person cause he loved you, for your eyes only.
Like, oh my god, I want to make some kind of joke to lighten the mood, but I think this song just deserves to be as serious as it is. It's nearly 9 minutes of masterclass storytelling, flawless flows, a catchy hook, an amazing jazzy instrumental, and everything is just perfect. I feel like it would be a disservice to give this thing anything except a 10 out of 10. And now, for the worst, I guess...
Finally recognize the feelings that's inside for you. Although
I don't know, Deja Vu definitely has really enjoyable rapping and good high energy, but I think the simple trap instrumental kind of brings me out of the tone of the album. It just doesn't feel like it fits. I don't know, maybe that's not the greatest reason, but hey, it's just my opinion. I'm giving it a 6 out of 10. And yeah, that wraps up my favorite J. Cole project, although it pretty much is tied with the previous one. I just think For Your Eyes Only goes more in depth than he ever has in any of his music before. And it just leaves a very lasting impact on me, so for that, I'm giving it an 87 out of 100. Thanks for watching to the end. Comment firework to prove you made it here. Now go fucking do something else.